these are things I've learned in retrospect of watching this video, but also the last weeks where I've been more consistently creating and editing and scheduling as well. First off, scheduling, it's really more efficient, and it helps you to be more consistent. After been dabbling in more artistic, expressive formats, I've definitely realized it's so much easier sometimes to just note down your points, even if you're, going to be speaking in a passionate way, kind of self-improvement, motivational speaker kind of way. It definitely makes sense to write down your ideas, things like time stops, topics, and then your little sub-points. It's definitely worth doing that. So I started doing that with Notion after I've done my first few episodes of the Spoken Corner, which is a format doing that. I have realized it's so much easier because you have structure while you create your video, and after it's also so much easier to edit the video. So it's not about perfecting everything in one take. It's about finding the right words and taking the time to have a nice flow and just make it a nice experience and not rush things. On the other hand, I'm a very passionate speaker as well, so a lot of times I'm still kind of an advocate of just sitting down and talking on whether you should kind of script almost, or at least have some bullet points in terms of speaking videos, or you should just go for it and just have a passionate, sit down speaking session, because it also depends on how long the video is going to be. On the Spoken Corner, always end up being a good 15 minutes, so it definitely is more sensible to write down at least some bullet points or some titles. On the other hand, I just love the idea of just setting up a camera, hitting record, and then seeing just documenting what I will speak about and what I will say, because it's that heat of the moment, so you need to capture it, you need to document it right in that moment. It's sometimes, there's that inspiration that you cannot force it. It's all fireworks and I feel alive, my spark is ignited, my spirit is alive. This Jade Beeson woman, she's also said that you can't fake it, and that's exactly the point. You can't fake the passion you have about a topic that you're working on, sharing, or speaking about. So, yeah, don't be afraid to just set up a camera and just do it. But if it's going to be a messy situation or a messy, complex topic, it may be worth writing everything down. So it depends on what type of person you are, and also on the length of the video and what the topic is, I suppose. So I think you can find a middle way, just grasp the momentum, but also find a way to have a structure in it by just having headlines or having an overview in your head. A lot of times while I record, I will speak, but I won't be afraid to just pause and then in post just cut it and have a cut there. It's not the end of the world, so rather make it structured than make it messy. When I really started the Finally Doing It series, I've only done one episode as I'm recording this now. When I started editing that video, everything just kind of fell into place and made sense. I figured out what my format is. I sit down, I hit record, I speak what is coming from my soul or what I have noted down. The notes that I've jotted down just come pouring out of me. Maybe it's because I like speaking about things that I'm passionate and engaged in. Batching. So I've never heard this term before, but it's basically just having a batch of videos that you will record in one day. For example, she said 2 to 3 videos. I wish I would have had this video in the first 4 weeks while I was trying to set up a YouTube video, because let me tell you, the first 3 months I was trying to just figure everything out. I had no idea, so it was really it was really hard. Dude, I have had so many things I've been recording, so now my camera has been dying almost every single day, and my SD card is too small for all of the footage and data I've got. So there's been so much content, there's been so much self-growth. And now I have this time on my hand that I want to use more, because I will never have this much time as I have now. Use the time that you may have, and if you have less time, then coordinate your schedule, how much time you can actually invest productively into YouTube, because you're not going to be able to do YouTube full-time if you're a full-time worker or student or whatever. or parent, you're not going to be able to do that. So be realistic and create a sustainable and consistent schedule according to that. And I'll just briefly mention evergreen, another really great term I've just learned by watching that one video. It's having backup videos, recording videos that are not seasonal, as she says. So videos that you can, for example, just videos that are timeless, that you can upload when you may be on vacation or sick and do not have the time to create something and edit it. So I will definitely be making sure that I have that, because that's been one of the biggest problems the first months when I've tried to self-actualize my YouTube journey and just figure everything out. My camera is at 8% because I've been doing my diaries, this format for the series that is out or is coming out, Moroccan diaspora series, I think I will call it. You don't need to have everything figured out. It will come to you. At least it's been coming to me a lot more naturally, and I'm just so happy about all the motivation, all this creative energy and idea I've had the last week. I'm creating, and I'm able to create without needing to have an insane plan. It's all falling into place. I'm speechless. I'm happy. It's been so amazing, just so hot and bustling. Like, you can make content out of the most random ideas. For example, social media detox, or those sit down videos. Those are great opportunities to just create something, create wisdom, create a conversation, strike up some entertainment or some art, whatever it may be, out of something that also is a part of your everyday life. It could be that moment where you had that interesting thought and then you just decide to just record and use that as a debate for your content online. Like, realize what makes you you. I'm doing what is me. And çok şükür. Thank God. It's just, I think that's so much easier to go based off of that, because I could sit here and try to pretend that I'm okay with being a lifestyle vlogger 24/7, but that's not me. Like, I have my ups and downs in life as well, and I find out what makes you you and then go based off of that. I'm so passionate about it because it's a life mission of mine as someone who's mixed, of someone who wants to represent this narrative and this experience, because growing up in two different countries, or identifies with the word diaspora, and I think we need more representation on that so that we understand each other. It's just so freaking interesting, and it's so interesting to report on it, and I want future generations to see this, and I want my fellow people who are relating to this to know that they are not alone. The things that I have been putting up on my channel, some things I've also been afraid to share. I mean, also the topic of privacy. How much are you willing to share and put out there? Never put yourself in a position where you are more uncomfortable than you are comfortable. I think that would be a really stupid thing to do. I'm sorry to be like it's the internet, you need to be careful kind of person, but you actually need to be careful, because whatever we put out there will be there forever in one way or another. So that's something to keep in the back of your mind. So this last point of being afraid or don't be afraid, I think it's so easy to just live in the comfort zone. That's also an exposure of a part of yourself, a part of my personality, a part of me. So don't be afraid. I think whatever we put out there will eventually reach the target audience. I hope this will reach the target audience, someone who's willing to experiment with me and see where this journey may take us, or me, or you, or us together. I think that's what makes this so exciting. So you have completely no idea what will happen, and that's where the fear sets in. But it's like they say in that book Dune, fear is the mind killer. I don't remember the second line, but I have days where I keep on saying that to myself. Fear is the mind killer. I'm just rewatching my first video that I've uploaded. And I've learned so much. I've improved so much in editing videos. Like, I had no idea what I was doing.
There's also that something in the air, the timelessness of
It's beautiful what I did.
Open to self to become closer. Yet, does it in truth maybe drive us further away? A time will come when it is time to stay. But for now, we are in a youthful prime. So is that and may remain. And where to go next,
Wow.
and where to build. This knowledge we will gain.
I should work with poems again. I'm stunned. Like, this is actually so good for a first video. Wow, Aliya. I did great. And see, my new baby is recommended for myself. But yeah, Aliya, you've come such a long way. Be proud. Don't let it control you. On that note, I will call it a day. Bisous, and I will see you soon. It comes from here. It really comes from here, finally doing it, but also especially these Morocco, Istanbul, these post-migrant series and topics. It comes from here.